Could Outback Miles Axlerod be a superchase? Quite possibly, and to be honest, he probably is because every 2016 Deluxe is confirmed on a case list except for this one, so that most likely means he'll be in a twin case of a Deluxe case we already know the contents of. Now, twin cases are essentially superchase cases. So for example, Singles Case F is the twin case of Case E. Their contents are exactly the same except for one car, that one car being the superchase. Mater with Duct Tape replaces Giuseppe Motorsi in Case F. So what I'm trying to say here is that Outback Miles Axlerod will probably be that one car that replaces one of the cars in Deluxe Case F. If you'd like to see the entire contents of Deluxe Case F, they're in the description below, but Deluxe Case F is the most logical case for him to be in a twin of, which would probably also be Deluxe Case G, because usually the twin cases are the letter directly after the regular case. So hopefully that all made sense. In much simpler terms, this guy will most likely be the fourth 2016 superchase. The first one being Bud, the second one being Mater with Duct Tape, and the third being Jay Lowly. Even though he's just a variation of a main character, I really do like this superchase. He's definitely worthy of being one in my opinion, and I don't really have any complaints about him either. Now if you guys don't remember where he appeared in Cars 2, he appeared toward the beginning of the film during the Mel Dorado Show, where Mel Dorado is narrating how Miles Axlerod became the creator of Allinol and the World Grand Prix. It basically started off with Miles Axlerod surrounded by a bunch of media preparing to circumnavigate the globe, and that's exactly where Outback Miles here appeared. He then kind of transformed into Wild Miles Axlerod, as you can see in the background. That was a 2014 release, probably one of my favorite deluxes from that year. Mel Dorado continued on about how Miles Axlerod then converted himself to a fully electric car because he didn't want to have to rely on fuel anymore, because when he did rely on fuel, this happened. So I'm definitely happy that Mattel has decided to release the pre-jungle version of Miles Axlerod, I guess you could say, before he went to go circumnavigate the globe. And now we really do have all the possible variations of Miles Axlerod that Mattel could potentially release. The pre-jungle version, the jungle version, when he converted to an electric car, Miles Axlerod shouting into the microphone, and a guilty looking Miles Axlerod with an opening hood. Now as you probably noticed, all four of the variations of Miles Axlerod that were previously released have much more of a faded green shade, whereas the Outback version of Miles Axlerod is much more of a concentrated, brighter green. Now I'm very confused about this because I can understand if these two variations of Miles Axlerod were the same color and the other three were a different color, because both of these variations occurred before he converted to an electric car. So if I was Miles Axlerod, I'd probably be like, hey, why not change up the shade of green as well, because I'm already converting to an electric car. But no, this was with the media before he went to go circumnavigate the globe, and this was when he's in the middle of the jungle, so it doesn't make any sense. Did he get a paint job before he went to go circumnavigate the globe, but directly after he was with the media? It just doesn't make sense to me at all. I mean, I have to say though, it's like that Holly Shifwell with electroshock situation. I really do like the shade of green, it looks beautiful. Same with Holly Shifwell with electroshock shade of purple, but I don't know if it's accurate. I mean, I really have to think about this one. It's really hard to tell from the movie. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All the shades just kind of blend together. I can't really distinguish a certain shade from the screenshots that are different, you know, from each scene, but Who knows? Maybe Mattel and Pixar, had a nice conversation. They're like, hey Mattel, Miles Axlerod got a secret mystery paint job before he went to go circumnavigate the globe. I don't know. I really have no clue. I'm just kind of joking around at this point. But saying that aside, I like the shade of green. And now let's get on with all of his cool accessories. By the way, absolutely love his expression. Looks exactly like he did in the movie, and you guys saw that. I have the screenshot right here. Almost identical, right? Very, very nice. Great job, Mattel. Now, as you can see, he's got Axlerod there on the hood, just like he normally would, because he's rich, and he put his last name on his hood, Miles Axlerod, of course. He's got that black rim going around his headlight there and the grill, both headlights actually, and the grill, which is supposed to be like a protector barrier. Now in the movie, it looks to be a little bit more 3D, like it's kind of popping off of his main body, but on the diecast here, it's just basically painted around. Now that is the only complaint I really have about him, besides the color, of course. As you can see, Miles does have treaded tires because he's about to go circumnavigate the globe, and typical looking rims because he hasn't converted yet. But when he did convert, he got a new rim design. Now the sides are basically the same side view mirrors, although the door handle is painted silver on Outback Miles, whereas on the converted electric version, it's the same color as the main body. This one also has a plug logo, which is supposed to represent him being fully electric now. We can't see what would have been there on Outback Miles because it's covered up with an add-on shelf, I guess you could say, that carries 3 extra jugs of fuel, gasoline, I would assume. Unfortunately, though, I guess he didn't bring enough. He's got 3 on both sides, and he's got an extra one on the back for a total of 7. He does have a spare tire in the back as well. It completely matches the one he drives with. Now, I bring that up because Sarge is very similar to Miles Axlerod, actually, because he has a spare tire in the back as well, but unfortunately Mattel did not paint the rim. They just left it the same color as the tire, so I'm glad that Mattel has learned from their mistakes and actually painted the rim for the extra tire. Now Miles also does have an antenna, so I guess he can communicate if he needs help or something. Now while we're still on the topic of Sarge here, I just want to show the road trip Sarge because they're very, very similar, because they all have these extra additions on the side and back to help them, I guess you could say, survive. Although Sarge probably won't be in a jungle, he's just kind of taking a road trip, as you can see there. Very, very similar. I will be comparing Outback Miles to Road Trip Sarge when I do review the Road Trip cars. I also wanted to show Flo from the Road Trip series because she has kind of an additional luggage rack in the back there as well. Later on in the video, I'll be showing some more cars with luggage racks. While we're talking about luggage racks, let's take a look at Miles here on the top. Another spare tire. Very, very happy that that one's painted as well. All these are tied down with, I would assume, like bungee cords. You can see that they hook onto Miles' roof rack there. Very, very nice. He's got a few cases, a black one, a gray one, a green one, and I don't know what that brown stick is. Who knows what that could be? That could probably carry some sort of bed sheeting. I really have no idea. If anyone has a clue about that, let me know. But very, very nicely detailed. I mean, very, very accurate to the movie as well. Just gonna do a 360 here so you guys can see all the details. He does have some taillights in the back. I would assume those are taillights there. Just awesome. One of my favorite releases for the year. Not my favorite though, Superchase. Bug would still be my favorite Superchase, but he'd definitely be my second favorite. J. Lowly doesn't do much for me, and obviously Married with Duct Tape is probably my least favorite Superchase ever. So, now, as promised, here are a few other cars with roof racks. Here we got Ludwig. Now, Ludwig is just kind of taking a vacation, so he doesn't have extra tires or survival tools and whatnot, but just for comparison, I wanted to show them. Now, Luggage here actually has similar luggage to Trent Proto, as you can see with the bag. See that yellow bag right there? It's basically the same as that orange bag right there, just a different color. Again, Trent Proto is either on business or on vacation, so they're not really bringing stuff to survive, like a survival kit or a first aid kit. One more detail about Outback Miles Axlerod is that he's got 4 headlights on the front there, reading Scout Patrol 1000. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's all I really have to say about this car, except for the paint job, of course. I'm a little bit confused about that. But putting all the negatives aside, I'm very impressed with this superchase because really the superchase standard isn't that high. Mattel tends to release a lot of variations of main characters for superchases, such as Ciao Francesco, 95 fans Luigi and Guido, Mayor with Duct Tape, and now Miles Axlerod here. So let me know what you guys think about him, and let me know which one is your favorite. Do you guys prefer Wild Miles Axlerod, or do you prefer Outback Miles Axlerod? They're very, very different, as you can see. Instead of having gasoline jugs, he has leaves. Looks like the add-ons are actually the same, just a little bit different color. Black instead of gray. He used up his spare tire. Antenna is gone. All the gasoline jugs are gone and replaced with leaves. Same thing with all of his luggage on the top. Man, I really would like to know what happened to Miles Axlerod. Couldn't he have been a little bit more conservative with the gasoline, I guess you could say? I don't know. But very, very nice. You know, you can see his tires are very dirty. Rims are not silver anymore, although I don't know why they're black. You'd think, or maybe the hubcaps popped off. That's probably a logical solution. Now, for those of you who are wondering about the base, here it is. No date stamp, which is probably because I bought this one from a Chinese seller a few weeks ago, and it arrived before I went on vacation, but I did not have a chance to review it until now. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the review, and again, let me know which one of these versions of Miles Axlerod is your favorite. Sorry, Jungle Miles Axlerod, you deserve to be back there. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow for a birthday request. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye now.